Mariah. Once again, let's talk about my life. I'm all over the place. Remember that in these videos. Remember, I am autistic and ADHD. I'll get the message out to you, but you're about to understand why I'm all over the place. So I was born with that Buddha-like existence. My mom betrayed me. My family imploded. She took me. Papa was a man. He was a prideful man. Everybody has sins. The devil gets into you one way or another. For most men, it's going to be lust plus one. For most women, it's going to be envy plus one. Those are your base lusts. Those are your base sins. It's just part of our nature as being based off of monkeys. We didn't evolve from them, but we were based off of them. God takes an existing animal in a natural environment. He lets the natural environment heal. He takes an existing animal, one that he wants to make a new house for his children. We are not these. We are his children born of spirit. So he creates a new house for us. But in this case, it doesn't matter if he created himself or if other hands did. There's been stories out there I've heard, and I'm not gonna play into conspiracy theories, because you're about to get the history. You're about to get the knowledge. Just wait a few years, bro. Focus on what matters. Focus on this, not the aliens that came over 200,000 years ago. Because yeah, we started over 200,000 years ago. That I'm sure of. I'm just not sure by whose hand. Plus, you also got to remember. Let's talk a little bit about scale. How tiny we are. We are this small because you have to start this small for you to understand the quantum. The quantum is the smallest in existence. You have to start at the base. The entire universe is built on a quantum scaffolding. I call that first dimensional laws. That first dimensional law is built into the shell of the universe. That fourth dimensional bubble I told you about. All of those laws are built into that. That is I'll probably remake this lesson at some point. So this is our three-dimensional universe. Okay? We are in this universe, but if okay. This is the fourth dimensional. This is the fourth dimensional. So I'll have to show you the cosmology of how realms are laid out. But you have fourth dimensional heaven, which is fed by each individual realm inside of our universe. If you were to take a piece of paper and excuse me. Like I said, I expected to have help, but no help comes. This was the universe. The entire plane of our existence. All that you can visibly see in the night sky. Real or unreal, doesn't really matter. Anyway, so all of it. This is your universe in fourth dimensions. Like I said, that one plane, this is how it looks in fourth dimension. Each of the area crumpled up, touching. Here's the thing though, that's just, we were just by ourselves. Multiple planes, multiple universes, multiple realms in our fourth dimensional realm, all connected. not a great representation. The point is, there are places you can access different realms from different realms. It's just right now, you can only access this three-dimensional realm from heaven. The third dimensional hell is cut off from the main one. It's cut off from the main one. If they fix that, well, Armageddon's going to be a lot more exciting. That's the point. We're in a war situation. Two plans compete. God's plan, the demon's plan. But there's a third plan. If I was to lay out all of the possibilities of the revelation that would lead in this, thousands of different things can happen, different changes, different nudges, all will lead to the same result. All roads will lead to there. The thing is, there are higher roads, different results that would greatly please God. But think of it as, I hate to say it like this, but we're taught all of this in games and everything like that, from not just video games, board games, game shows. Games are a huge part of our brain. Whether the devil did it, God can use it. And a lot of the information of my enlightenment attached to a lot of the information that I have from gaming. Because guess what most gaming is built off? It's built off of one of the mythologies of the world. And once you understand what the mythologies actually are, it changes the scenario. We'll get into that, but mythologies basically are between the real pantheons that existed, that were here during the last cycle before the fall, or they're what I call conceptual. Essentially, all the energy that you produce, some of it goes out into the environment. A lot of it gets snatched up by the animal kingdom, the plant life, simple animals, things like that, eat up that energy. And then in turn, they break that energy down. That life energy is then in their flesh and in them, and it nourishes us. Not just all the minerals and everything that we get from those, the proteins, the carbohydrates, the matter, but there's a spiritual layer to the world, and it is tangible. That energy is returned to us. So there's a middle road. That if we take a fork, nobody says everything that's in the revelation, all that destruction is necessary. No, it's necessary. What if we have a huge revival, and then we turn around and are able to convert an area of the world that has completely turned away from Jesus? And I'm sorry, converting the Hindu and the Buddhist ain't going to do, because ultimately they're attached to him. They're just lower down on the clean. So converting them ain't going to do you no good. That means going up against Islam. And sadly, Islam is a fallen religion. It started a fallen religion. That's, the very book and its nature is counter to almost every true aspect of Christianity. You know, you leave Islam, kill you. That's the thing. You leave them, that's it. They have all these different ways of calling for death. That's completely opposite of the teachings of everything dealing with Jesus and up to Jesus. So we'll cover that in. The point is, there are higher roads we can take through major conversion. You gotta remember, everybody in this world is currently a child of God. That's one of the biggest problems of correcting anything. How are you going to go against the demonic whenever you don't truly recognize the demonic in the first place? some of the greatest atrocities that have been done is whenever the demons convince good Christians that someone else is a demon that's not. That doesn't mean that witches don't exist. That doesn't mean that there aren't evil doers out there. There are what I call what y'all would call the supernatural, the natural world. There are creatures of dark. There are creatures of order, creatures of chaos. All of that is going to be rising now. All of that. Because like I said, there's an energy that's pouring out amongst the world right now. And it's almost making the world intolerable. I could barely handle the energy from before. But over the past few months, it's like the energy that I'm having to deal with, that I'm having to adjust to, is becoming exponentially harder. And it taps into different parts of you. I can envision people that are already so close to just giving up in their hearts and blaspheming against the Holy Ghost. That's where they cast him out completely, where they've accepted the devil completely and utterly. That could be part of the devil's plan, is to accelerate that. Again, I have to keep these videos short, so I'm sorry if I jump all around. Like I said, autistic, ADHD, and hate talking about myself. So it's very easy to go off on a tangent. Again, my name is Brian. His kingdom comes, and it comes quickly.